1, 2, 3. Out there in Banjo land, Mike Henning here, coming to you today with the gospel classic, The Old Rugged Cross. We're going to be in the key of G, and we're going to play this one kind of slow and pretty, trying to dispel the myth that banjos can only play loud and fast, right? We're going to slow the tempo down, just play it with the guitar accompaniment, and we're going to work through a verse solo and a chorus solo. Really work on filling up that harmony, filling it up with drone strings. That's what we're going to work on for this lesson. I'll break down both the basic melody for the verse and the chorus, so you've got that. And then I'll show you again how we broke down, how we created a solo out of that basic melody, how we harmonized the chords to fill it up. We'll break that down as well. All right, enough talk, and let's jump into an intermediate version of the Old Rugged Cross in the key of G. Here we go. All right, so let's jump into this verse solo for the Old Rugged Cross. So let's start by breaking down the basic melody first, because I think that'll help you make sense of the solo. If you just look at the tab on its own of the solo, some of the positions we're using in the key of G won't really make sense. But once you connect it to that basic melody that has a little bit of chromaticism, it'll make a lot more sense. All right, let's break down the first 8 measures of the opening melody line. Okay, so we're in 3/4 times. So we're counting 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And we're going to do our pickup on beat 3. So count 1, 2. And then we're going to play open second string and then the first fret. So you can do single string, thumb, index. And then we're going to hit the open first string for a dotted quarter note. So which will be 1.5 beats of a quarter note. So 1 and then an and. And then we're going to play our index finger of our left hand on the second fret of the second string, which will be, it'll be outside of the scale. It's kind of walking this note a half step down, right? So that's what we're doing there. Again, it's going to have a good ear training practice here. So we go 1, 2, and then we go second fret on the second string, and then second fret on the first string. So I just mash I use my first finger and then my second finger. That's how I do it. You could probably just use one finger if you want, but for me, I like using 2 fingers. So we're going to go, and then open, back to the open first string. And the count is 3 and 1 and 3, 1. So 1, that's measure 2. We're going to use that rhythm a bunch of times. So 1 and 3, 1, 2, and then we play 3 and we're going to break some rules in this solo because it's a slower tempo. So we're going to use our middle finger twice, even though we're playing 8th notes. And I'm going to go actually we're going to use it 3 times in a row. So I hit my middle finger open twice, and then I'm going to basically put my C chord down. I'm going to play the second fret. And then we're going to do that same chromatic rhythm. So we're going to basically slide these 2 fingers up your middle finger and third finger now and play the 4th frets and do that same rhythm. And then walk it back down to the second fret. So let's break that down. Let's do it all on one string. It'll make more sense. So we're going, because this melody has some symmetry that's also kind of cool. So we're going. how we're basically playing that same phrase just up another set of frets. So I think it's easier to visualize it when you do it all on one string, right? But we're not obviously playing it exactly like that, but those are the same notes. And then slide right back down, and then play this note twice again. And then we go to a D chord, so then we're going to slide this finger up to the 4th fret and go. So 4, 2, open on the 1st string with that same rhythm. And then, so not too hard. So that's the other reason why we're playing it up here, right? You might think you want to start it down here, like on this lowest note, but right, we don't have enough lower notes to get these lower notes that we need. That's why we're playing it up an octave, right? So then, let's just break down the rest of the basic melody for the verse, and then we play that same phrase again. And then right here, it's different. We do a big jump. Again, good transitioning practice on this song. So we walk it down, again, the same. Instead of, we go. So we jump all the way up. So use this open 1st string to jump all the way up to the 10th fret on your 1st string. So then do 10, 9, 7, 5. Right? That's we're walking that back down. It would be actually the same notes as these. But what we're doing is what's called octave displacement. Instead of walking down like that, we walk it up same notes, but again, it's exciting to the ear because you're expecting to hear this. But we're going. So we're playing with those octaves to create excitement, right? And that's just kind of what the melody does there. So that's the basic melody, right? Let's play it one more time. Here we go. Starts over. Get ready to jump. Okay, we'll break down the basic melody for the chorus later on, but now let's look at how do we make that sound like banjo, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to start with that same pickup, but we're going to do a hammer-on. So I'm going to use the thumb of my right hand, index finger of my left hand, like that, and then I'm going to do kind of a roll. So middle finger, open 1st string on my right hand, open 5th string, back to that open 1st string, and then like a little partial roll. So we go, let's play it all together. So we have, and then we're going to do a 2-3 hammer-on. So you basically just keep your 1st finger down, start this hammer on with your index finger of your right hand, actually index finger of your left hand as well, and we're going to go. And then right here, middle finger twice. Again, we're going to kind of break some of the rules, so we're going to go. And then into your C, so pinch it to fill up the harmony this time. And then slide up and roll forward. And then back. And then roll forward again, and then middle finger twice. So again, we're kind of breaking some of the traditional Scruggs rules, but let's play that in context. Again, compared to the single note melody. So we have. So I kind of accent again. I accent here, accent, 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 accent this hammer on, accent, 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 on the D, we're going to do a slightly different lick, so kind of slide up and go. So what we're going to do there is kind of use this open D string as a drone. We're going to use that several times in this song, which I think kind of sounds cool. So we're going. So again, kind of playing those notes, right, of the basic melody. But we're kind of embedding it into a roll idea now. And then down to the first fret. And then kind of bouncing off that D string again. Pinch, and then slide. Same thing there. Instead of just playing the open second string, now we're sliding into it, right, to make it sound more like a banjo. So let's play that whole top part in context. So we have. This one too, if you're playing it solo, you can kind of, take a little bit of liberty with the time, right? You can't keep it exactly in time, but you could also kind of stretch out the time a little bit, maybe something like this. If you're playing kind of a solo arrangement, sometimes playing with the time intentionally, obviously you don't want to unintentionally play out of time, but if you're doing it intentionally, kind of stopping at the end of a phrase and then starting again, that's something that's done a lot in music. Not as much in bluegrass, but I think it sounds nice. Again, it's kind of personal preference. You can keep the song directly in time, or kind of maybe at the end of those phrases, you stop for a second, you just pause, let the music breathe a little bit, and then you come back in. That's totally fine. Obviously, if you're playing with someone else, you're going to have to tell them that ahead of time or keep it in time, right? But let's play that one more time. Here we go.